Hello learners, welcome back to the new video. Last class I had explained about the pressure which is exerted, a liquid exerts pressure on the substance. Pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column. That picture you can see here, one tube taken or a plastic tube or a glass tube, and one end is covered with a balloon and filled with water. We can see the balloon or the rubber sheet is bulging. So this experiment last class I had explained. Today we will continue the next activity. Here 2-3 activities are there, so you can try also. In this activity you can see one bottle. A liquid exerts pressure on the walls of the container. How can we prove that? Liquid exerts pressure on the walls of the container. So for that we have to take a plastic bottle. You can take a discarded water or soft drink bottle. Any plastic bottle you can take. Fix a cylindrical glass tube a few centimeter long near its bottom. You can see on the picture how they had fixed. Then how you will fix, either take the glass tube, make it hot and suddenly insert from the little away from the bottom part. Then while fixing you have to be very careful that when we will pour water it should not leak. So if there is a leakage is there, you can apply some molten wax and seal it. Then at the end of the free end of that glass tube, you fix a balloon or a rubber sheet, tie it properly. Now what we will do? Now fill the bottle up to the half with water. So fill half of the bottle with water and observe. What you can observe? Whether the rubber sheet or the balloon is started bulging or not. Now again you add some more water in the bottle and observe it whether there is a change in the bulging of the rubber sheet or the balloon. So here observation is, when some amount of water is poured in the bottle, the rubber sheet bulges out. This shows that liquid exerts pressure on the wall of the container. On adding more water in the bottle, the bulging of the rubber sheet increases. So first it was very small bulging was there. When more and more water is adding in the bottle, more pressure is exerting on the container, wall of the container, and the rubber sheet or the balloon started bulging more and more. This shows that the pressure exerted by the water on the wall increases. So from this what we can conclude, the liquid in the container exerts pressure on the walls of the container. The pressure exerted by liquid on the walls of the container increases proportionally as the height of liquid column from the bottom increases. More water is adding, more height will be the water column. So more and more bulging will be there. If less water is adding, less bulging is there. So it is uh, increases proportionally as the height of the water column. Now students, this activity also you can try when you are free. You do this some activity at home and you can learn by yourself after seeing this type of experiments. This is harmless experiment. Empty bottles are there. One glass tube or rubber plastic tube you can take and make a hole, insert it, and if leakage is there, apply some molten wax and seal it. And at the tip of that glass tube or the plastic tube, you can fix a balloon or rubber sheet and fill water and observe whether it is bulging, more and more water adding, more and more bulging of the balloon, you can see it. From this we can say that a liquid exerts pressure on the walls of the container. Now another activity is there, you can see 11.10. Here the activity is liquid exerts equal pressure at the same depth. So you can see in this activity what materials we have to take. Here we will take an empty plastic bottle or a cylindrical container. You can take a used tin, talcum powder tin, or any plastic bottle. Drill 4 holes all around near the bottom of the bottle. So here you have to make 4 small holes of equal distance from the around the near the bottom of the bottle. Make sure that holes are at the same height from the bottom. From the bottom you mark it same height, the holes around the bottle you make it, and the height should be of same. Now fill the bottle with water and what you can observe it. So observe it after filling the water. Now after making the equal holes at around the bottle from the same height from the bottom of the bottle, pour water and observe that. What you can see that we can see 4 different streams of water coming out from the 4 holes which are at the same height. Look at the picture, it is clearly mentioned from the base of the bottle. Here our question is, do the different streams of water coming out of the holes fall at the same distance from the bottle? What does this indicate? So whether they are coming from the same height, and what you understand from this? Yes, so water coming out from all the holes fall at the same distance from the base of the bottle. So what conclusion you can say? Streams of water, that is horizontally, coming out from all the 4 holes fall at the same distance from the base of the bottle. This indicates that liquid exerts pressure equally at the same depth from the open surface of liquid. So here the bottle is filled with water and the holes are at the same height from the bottom, and when the water starts pouring it comes out from all the holes and falling at the equal distance from the bottom because the holes are of same height. So this indicates that the liquid exerts pressure equally at the same depth from the open surface of the liquid. So students, these activities try to do at home so you can learn very clearly. Now next, so this type of things you can see in fountains also. You might have seen in gardens, parks, etc. Some fountains of water coming out when the leaking joints of or holes in pipes supplying water. Sometimes on the roadside also the water pipes are there. When from there just through the fountain the water is coming out like that if there is a leakage in the joints. So the corporation people will come, they will cover the leakage and they will prevent the water flowing out. Now we will study the next part of the chapter, that is gases also exert pressure on the walls of the container. So we will take one example. When you inflate a balloon, why do you have to close its mouth when you are inflating a balloon, you are closing the mouth of the balloon. Why it is like that? Suddenly if you will open, then what happens? With a force, the air comes out. What happens when you open the mouth of the inflated balloon? Suppose you have a balloon which has holes. So you started filling the balloon with air, and if there is a small hole is there, with a force, a sound, the air started coming out. And if you will open the mouth slowly, then also with a sound the air comes out. So from this what we can say that? We can say that the air exerts pressure on the inner walls of the inflated balloon or any tube. So we can say that gases to exert pressure on the walls of the container. Now students, we will continue the remaining part, that is atmospheric pressure. What is meant by atmospheric pressure and how we feel it? So atmospheric pressure means, what is atmosphere first? There is air around the earth. This envelope of air is known as atmosphere. You had studied in SS also. The atmospheric air extends up to many kilometers above the surface of the earth. Approximately we can say 800 kilometers height. The pressure exerted by this air is known as atmospheric pressure. So the atmospheric air extends up to some kilometers above the surface of the earth, and the pressure exerted by this air is known as atmospheric pressure. And you had also studied the unit. Pressure is force per unit area. If we imagine a unit area and a very long cylinder standing on it filled with air, then the force of gravity on the air in this cylinder is the atmospheric pressure. You can see on the screen that picture is given. Atmospheric pressure is the force of gravity on air in a column of unit area. So this we can prove it with an activity. So how large or small is the atmospheric pressure? We will get an idea about its magnitude. So one activity is given to find out the atmospheric pressure. To understand the effect of atmospheric pressure on an object. For that, what we will have to do, take a good quality of rubber sucker. You might have seen rubber sucker. We are fixing on the wall to hang some calendars, etc. Or at the bottom of the mixer, juicer also you can see the sucker. Sometimes under the table teapoy also you can see the suckers. So take a good quality of rubber sucker. It looks like a small rubber cup. Look at the picture. Press it hard on the smooth plain surface and try to pull. Does it stick to the surface? Yes. When we will press firmly on a smooth plain surface like wall or floor or glass, table, etc., then it sticks to the surface. Now try to pull it off the surface, and whether it is coming or not, coming out or not. What observation we can see, that when rubber sucker is pressed hard on a smooth plain surface, it sticks to the surface. Now it is not possible to pull the sucker off the surface. So if once it is completely firmly stick to the surface or the wall, it's not easy to come out. So conclusion, the rubber sucker sticks to the surface because the pressure of the atmosphere acts on it. In order to pull the sucker off, the surface, the applied force should be large enough to overcome the atmospheric pressure. If you will apply with some tools or some other heavy objects, more than atmospheric pressure, if you will apply on this, then only the sucker can come out. It's not possible for any human being to pull the sucker off the surface. With our hand, if we will try to pull, it will not come out. If there were no air at all between the sucker and the surface. If no air is there, then the sucker will be firmly attached to the wall or the smooth plane surface. This shows that atmospheric pressure is very large. So this activity also you can try at home. If any old suckers are at home, you can press it on the wall or the table or the floor and try to pull it and see. So this is the main part of the chapters I had covered. So the force, we can say that if the area of one boy, you can see in the picture that his head is, area of his head is 15 centimeter multiplied by 15 centimeter. So question is, how much force air will exert on his head? The force due to the air in the column of the height of the atmosphere and the area is 15 multiplied by 15, that is nearly equal to the force of gravity on an object of mass 225 kilogram or 2250 Newton. So look at that person is keeping the some something on the head. So if the area of his head is 15 multiplied by 15 centimeters, so how much force air will exert on his head? So the method is 15 multiplied by 15 equal to 225 kilogram, or if we will tell Newton, 2250 Newton. So this is the reason once I told earlier, even though the cyclonic wind or atmospheric pressure is acting on our body, but our body is not crushed. The reason is the force of gravity, that is that the pressure inside our body is also equal to the atmospheric pressure and balances the pressure from outside. So equal pressure is exerting from our body outside. So outside pressure is balanced with the inside body pressure. So our body is not crushed. So this is about the pressure of atmosphere on our body. Now look at on the screen, there will be in two hemispheres are pulled by 8 horses on both sides. So who had invented that? Otto von Guericke, a German scientist of the 17th century, invented a pump to extract air out of a vessel. So he was a scientist in the 17th century. This German scientist Otto von invented a pump to remove the air from a vessel. With the help of this pump, he demonstrated dramatically the force of the air pressure. He joined two hollow metallic hemispheres. You can see the metallic hemispheres are joined together of 51 centimeter diameter, very big one, each of 51 centimeter diameter, and pumped air out of them. So before joining, he had removed completely the air from these hemispheres with the help of the pump which he had invented. Then what he did, he tried to remove this hemisphere. So for that what he had done, Then he employed 8 horses on each hemisphere. You can see 8 horses are tied on one side. Like that other side also 8 horses are tied. Horsepower is the maximum power, but that also pulling them apart. So great is the force of air pressure, that the hemispheres could not be pulled apart. So human beings cannot pull apart. One or two horses also cannot be pulled apart. So he had tied 8 horses on each side, and with this horsepower, he had tried to part these two hemispheres. So that much is the uh, air pressure is exerted on this uh, part. So I hope you had followed the whole lesson. It is little bit lengthy. At the same time, I had given each part. So many activities are also explained. So if possible, you uh, try at home when you are sitting free. Open the textbook, listen the video, and try to do this activity. So it will be helpful for you to learn practically. So along with this lesson completed. So the main points one time I will tell what main points we had discussed in the whole lesson. Force could be push. Force means a push or a pull. A force arises due to the interaction between two objects. Force has magnitude as well as direction. A change in the speed of an object or the direction of its motion or both implies a change in the state of motion. Force acting on an object may cause a change in its position, state of motion, or change its shape. A force can act on an object with or without being in contact with it. Force per unit area is called pressure. Liquid and gases exert pressure on the walls of their containers. The pressure exerted by air around us is known as atmospheric pressure. Along with that, I am winding up this session. So Monday onwards, we are going to start the Zoom classes. So next lesson in Zoom only we will explain. So take care and do your work.